Hello, my name is Jacqueline Gonzalez, and this is my out-of-box idea. I guess it's called an out-of-box idea since it's technically out of our comfort zone. I mean, it does us good because it helps us branch out and all this stuff. So I had to think long and hard about a topic that made me uncomfortable in the book. And I mean, I flipped through it, and I flipped through it, and I realized not many things makes me uncomfortable. I mean, besides people. People make me uncomfortable. But there wasn't anything I really could do that involved people. So I kind of just twirled my finger around and picked a topic. And I chose homelessness. And there's a reason why I chose homelessness. It wasn't just because it's really all I had to choose. No, I could have chosen a bunch of other things. But I chose homelessness. And there's a reason why. You see, these are my glasses. And this is my phone. And this here is my DS. And now I show you all these things only because not everyone can have everything. I mean, I don't have everything, but there's always people that have less. Like the homeless. I mean, we're in here in our houses with the AC and all this warm stuff. And they're out there in the cold shivering. Or they're in the sun getting heat stroke. And do people ever bother to ask how they feel? Or anything? I mean, what I want to get from this is a better understanding of how they feel being out there. Like, how they got there and how difficult it is for them to live their lives the way they do it. I mean, I plan on making them little gift baskets so at least they have something to take with them. I don't know what I'll put in them, but I know I'll put in water, a couple of snacks, and if I can afford it, maybe some blankets. And I just want to get their feelings and just try to help them out with something and get better understanding so that people can see their lives through their eyes. And hopefully other people will see what they go through on a daily basis. And this is my out-of-box idea. Hello, and welcome back to this part 2 of my out-of-box experience. In the first video, I talked to you guys about what topic I wanted to cover. The topic that I had chosen was homelessness. Now, the reason I chose homelessness, if you remember in the first video, is that because homelessness is something that we all should be more aware about. Now, I went out with a couple friends and I found 2 homeless people as there's a slight time crunch and school made it really hard for me to go out and do things. And I asked them both 4 questions. Now, they both denied to be recorded, or they denied being recorded in any way. So I kind of just wrote down their responses. They were really nice though. They answered each question honestly and as best as they could. Okay, so we go on to the first question. I asked them, how did you feel when you realized you were homeless? And one of them answered, I was in shock. Even after the first night, I still couldn't believe it. The second one answered that they were like, I just couldn't believe it. My choices led me here to where I am, and now I have to pay for it. I didn't really go into their background as that's a very sensitive topic and it's very personal. So now the second question. Do you struggle on a day-to-day basis? They both answered yes. One, they don't have food or water. They can't shower. They don't have pairs of clothes like we all do. And the one pair of clothes they do have, they can't wash it whenever they feel like it. And it's saddening that they go through so much. I also asked them, have you gone to places like the Bethany House? One answered yes, that they have gone there a good amount of times. And it's nice, but they kind of wish they had their own home. One answered no because they were too far from it and they would never make the walk. And it's not that they're lazy, it's just that the location that we found them at, it was pretty far for one person to walk, and then the way the weather is in Laredo, where one day it's scorching hot, the next day it's raining. And the last question I asked them was, if you could go back and change all of this, would you? One answered yes. They would go back, make better choices, try harder in school, and go to college so they didn't have to live the way they live now. And one was unsure. At the same time, he did want to go back and change it, but at the same time, he's somewhat okay with where he is now because he's learned so much. And he's taking care of himself. He doesn't eat every day, but he tries what he can. And those people were really interesting. We spent a couple of minutes talking after that. And I gave them some food and they were thankful. They hadn't had a good meal in who knows how long. And they appreciated the effort that me and my friends were doing. And it really makes you think. Like, anyone could be in that position. Okay, so for this last part, I'm supposed to make a connection with the classroom. Okay, so connection with the classroom would be when we talked about homelessness. And we realized that a lot of children go through this issue. We have homeless children, children whose parents don't have enough to buy them uniforms or any sort of supplies. And sometimes, for the most part, you can tell when that student is having financial issues at home because of the state that they're in. As teachers, we're supposed to help them as best as we can. The schools are supposed to accommodate them even if they're homeless. Another thing is that as teachers, we might see this all the time. We've seen the facts, we've seen the statistics. We're always going to have at least one student having financial issues. And it's our job not to make them feel bad, it's our job to help them. We want them to get the best education that they can, that they deserve, because everyone deserves an equal education. No matter your race, your gender, or your financial issues. We have to keep teaching this to anyone who wants to be a teacher. That way they know how to deal with it. They know what to do in situations like this. Yes, it'll be shocking the first time you see it, but you'll be prepared. And being prepared is the best thing that we can do. Know about the issue, know how to deal with it, and just try the best you can. Also, we'll know how they'll be affected, how they could act. Students might lash out. And it's okay if they're having a hard time dealing with things at home. And the best thing we can do is just learn to help them cope with it. And well, this has been my out-of-box idea, and I hope you guys liked it.